2014. In 2012, when we first became the class of 2014, that date seemed far in the future, as I imagine 2016 does to some of you. And yet these 2 years have flown by. Cohort 41 is small but strong. We have persevered, and we stand here today enriched by having been in this program. Along the way, we laughed, we cried, we snacked, we argued, we hugged, and we prayed, and we snacked some more. As I reflect on all that I've learned, I want to share my thoughts on what this program has meant to me personally. My journey through graduate school has made me a stronger leader and a greater asset to the university where I work. I'm at Eastern University because I believe strongly in the value of integrating faith and learning, and in the importance of higher education. My undergraduate experience began with air travel from New York to California, and culminated with me transferring to a faith-based institution back east. My graduate experience began with a walk across this great campus where I work. I hope that by sharing about my experiences, you will have a glimpse of what lies ahead and be encouraged for your journey. Although you might find yourself enmeshed in much theoretical study, the program is eminently practical. What you learn here will be applicable to your work in the nonprofit sector and in leadership. The professors model authentic leadership and walk beside us, encouraging us and empowering us. When I applied to grad school, I'd been out of school for quite a while. My biggest fear was writing papers. I didn't like writing papers as an undergraduate, and the prospect of graduate school writing was intimidating. Who would have thought that 29 years later I would find to my surprise that I really enjoyed researching and writing papers? I found it to be intellectually stimulating. During grad school, I worked full-time, bought a house and moved, dealt with several injuries, watched one of my daughters graduate from college, and traveled a great deal. Life happens, and I learned how to be living and learning. I wrote papers on airplanes, in cars, don't worry, I wasn't the one driving, in buses, and in at least 5 different states. I rediscovered a love of learning that was lying dormant. The last 2 years have been full of moments and memories. One of my favorites was Hans's marketing class, where we had an experiential learning session at Panera. We talked about the atmosphere, the business model, and the staff, and how all these things tie together in forming a brand identity. One of my favorite places for lunch turned into a place of learning. Group projects, conference calls, texts and emails back and forth. And then there was the panic of Sunday night at 10 o'clock. I forgot to post my responses on the discussion board. Coming to grad school, I didn't know what I didn't know. Somewhat arrogantly, I thought I knew a lot about nonprofits. I had over 16 years of experience in the nonprofit sector when I started this program. And yet I've gained so much from this program in head knowledge and heart knowledge. I have a broader understanding of the nonprofit world, and I have connections with my peers and my professors that are invaluable in encouraging me on my journey. I have a broad range of skills and understanding of governance, marketing, fundraising, philanthropy, legal issues, and so much more. I discovered subjects that I loved and subjects that I didn't really want to explore further. One textbook I hated, although I liked, of course, but most of the books I loved and I'm glad to have in my library. And classmates were always there to encourage me on my journey and to help me make sense of confusing topics. Some of the topics that I loved were operations and strategic management, fundraising infrastructure, inspired philanthropy, strategic talent management, leadership and appreciative inquiry, and risk management. And then there's capstone, a scary word, but it's not just an exercise or just another paper. Mine was practical and relevant and appreciated. You can choose to do something that you're passionate about and something that you want to learn more about. I loved my capstone project and gained so much knowledge that I am using in my job. Early in our program, we took a walk around campus as we studied risk management in the legal class. One of my classmates was a city girl, and walking through the woods, we encountered a deer by a stream, and she was afraid. Being a suburban nature girl, this surprised me. Deer crossed through my yard almost every day, and in fact there was a fox just a few feet from my back porch this morning. But I realized she was probably more comfortable with different types of risks, like a taxi barreling down on her on an urban street. And I realized how different our experiences and our perspectives were, and how much I had to gain from her. And I needed to learn ways to communicate and ways to understand other points of view. Looking back, I did not know exactly what I hoped to get out of this program. Nonetheless, I emerged with clarity, confidence, and direction, ready to take on new leadership, energized and motivated. The final course, Advanced Strategic Management, seems like a point of convergence in that it's bringing together all we have learned within the framework of leadership. I'm seeing in retrospect that my last boss was a collaborative leader practicing the tenets of appreciative inquiry, and I thrive under this leadership style. The papers for this course were designed to help us make a personal strategic plan for our own professional growth, and I enjoyed that. I also appreciate the fact that this course was more praxis than theory. I first encountered the concept of a personal strategy map about a year and a half ago, and I'm thankful for this opportunity to be intentional in designing a roadmap for my career. The objective statement on my new resume reads, to integrate my analytical skills and administrative gifts with my love of academia to maximize the effectiveness of academic programs and enhance the mission of a Christian higher education institution. This program has helped me to shape and clarify my future. My life management goals align with our current readings. In True North, the author suggests, recall a time when you felt most intensely alive and could say with confidence, this is the real me. When you can, you are aligned with your true north and prepared to lead others authentically. For me, that time is now. I feel energized and alive in my job, in my faith, and in my personal life. I'm excited to see where this journey leads. I'm eager to gain greater leadership experience and enhance my skills and knowledge. I pray that as a leader, I will empower others on their journey. I want to say thank you to my classmates who found or clarified their passions. Siobhan in working with teen moms, Hugh-Ann going into consulting, and Megan helping single moms pursue education. Each of you brought unique gifts to this discussions, and we're all enriched. I couldn't have done this journey without you. My interactions with you, my cohort mates, have made me a more articulate speaker, a better listener, and a more open-minded person. You've expanded my understanding of nonprofits, of faith, of friendship, and of worldviews. Siobhan, you taught me much about caring enough to take action through your ministry with young, charming ladies. Megan, our resident grammar Nazi. You've taught me there are many different perspectives and ways to view an issue. Hugh-Ann, you've been steady and thoughtful and taught me much about intellectual inquiry. Corwin, your absence is deeply felt. You taught each of us how to be better, more passionate speakers. Each of you has opened my horizons, and collectively you've loved, supported, and encouraged me on this journey and each other, and I'm thankful. I'm proud of how hard we all worked to achieve this goal. You've asked penetrating questions and not been afraid to wrestle with difficult issues and theoretical concepts, all while looking for a practical application in your lives and work. Together we've become stronger advocates for the causes and ministries that we care about. I pray that you'll continue on the path of intellectual discovery and growth, and that you'll seek to use your unique gifts to love and serve others. Huge thanks to my husband, Derek. Without your support and encouragement, this journey would have been much harder. And we were fortunate to have authentic leadership modeled in so many of our professors. Special thanks to Matt Hugg, a connected leader and fundraiser, Karen Kispert, the leader who empowered us in our capstones, Beth Lucy Spadell, consummate example of leadership, and Hans Toki, a transparent leader. A special shout out to all our great profs, Jason Martin, Matt Weaver, Charlie Campbell, and Tony Moore. And so, I encourage you to paraphrase the book of Esther, who knows but that you have come to leadership for such a time as this. In closing, I want to share a quote from Bill George's book, Authentic Leadership. As an authentic leader, you can change, and here I think he means change the world. You only need to be your own person, lead in your own style with purpose and passion, be true to your values, build your relationships, practice self-discipline, and lead with your heart. Thank you. God bless you on your journey.